In the original film main idea that we had, the original narrative was a non-linear narrative. The way we were going to do things, where we would flash backwards and forwards between past and present. So in effect, Alpha 7 would be narrating his past life on his way to confront his enemy and his creator, Charles Preston. The problem with it was, as we flashed backwards and forwards between past and present, past and present, past and present, it became very confusing for the audience to follow. So later on we changed this into a more linear narrative. In the newly revised order of our film, we changed the way that it was edited so that it made more sense to the audience by using temporal editing. The way that we did this was that we added in a clock, and the time on the clock would change so that the audience could easily tell what was going on. Also, between each different flashback scenes, we added in a date stamp to help the audience understand its relation to the other events. We also filmed a particular scene at night where Alpha 7 runs out of the building. This helped give the audience a perspective as to what was happening and made it easier for the audience to follow the narrative. The story behind the film takes place over a number of years, both before and ever so slightly after the plot itself. The documents that are shown in the title sequence infer the clone's creation and the reasons for his creation. Our film heavily relied upon these documents being successful in inferring the backstory before the plot comes into play. The document here shows his age and it shows that he is a few years old. However, you only see on screen a very small amount of this time. It's over a few days at the very climax of his life. The documents which you've just seen, such as the clone creation tank, help infer the genre. If we were able to, we would have used computer-generated images to follow more generic media conventions. They often have a lot of CGI in them, which makes them look quite good. However, we were unable to do this, so we had to infer the information to the audience through the use of the documents. Other things that were used that follow generic media conventions include the blue tinge that we have given to the whole film. This has been done deliberately. It's not a white balance mistake. It's meant to give the whole film a metallic-y look, something that is often associated with science fiction genre. We also followed filming conventions, such as the 180-degree rule demonstrated here in the picture. Matches on actions scene where Alpha 7 cuts his hand. Finally, shot reverse shot to help make conversations more clear and easier to follow. We also added sound bridges so that you could see the reaction of each character in the conversation as the other character says their lines. Before we fully decided to make a science fiction genre, we had several different ideas of different films we could have done. However, when we pulled the best of our ideas together, we ended up having a science fiction film, a science fiction genre. We made a pastiche from films that we individually liked as a group, such as the film 400 Blows, where the camera zooms in on the main character after he's run away. It zooms into a close-up shot of his face. We liked the sepia effect, so we added it in to our character, as you can see on screen. We also liked the commando gear-up scene. It shows Arnold Schwarzenegger's character getting ready for battle, and it shows him very quickly in a short amount of time gearing up, getting ready. We thought this was a very effective technique, so we've decided to use it in our film also. Other films that gave our film inspiration were films such as The Island and The Man in the Iron Mask, as you can see on screen. We very much like the idea of the character being able to meet themselves or meet a replica of themselves. We tried to replicate this in our own version. Unfortunately, without the same editing techniques and software, we weren't able to get it quite so realistic, but still we thoroughly enjoyed and found it quite interesting to be able to mock up and make the same character meet himself. Richard Dye's utopian theory of entertainment plays into our film, specifically the area where he talks about energy. Our character Alpha 7 is shown to do a lot of high intense running scenes. This is something that Richard Dyer says the audience will watch it for, one of the reasons why the audience will enjoy it. What also plays into our film is Richard Dyer's ideas on intensity, where the characters will show intense emotion, intense physical strain, intense physical emotion.
Why?
Wait, no, you've got the ring out. No, 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 no.
Our media product uses other media conventions, such as conventions of continuity, conventions of editing, and also filming conventions. Our media product doesn't specifically challenge any media conventions, it only reflects ones that are already in existence. It follows the stereotypes and the mainstreams of other media conventions. We've used pastiche to create examples of other science fiction films and implicated them in our own media product. We have also followed Richard Dyer's utopian theory for entertainment, and it applies directly to our film. I think we have constructed a very successful piece of media. Thank you for watching.